Hang on for a second. Zach Pascal. Let's take a look at this. We needed a veteran wideout. Hold on for a second. Zach Pascal. 38 catches, 300 yards. You may be right, Xander. I may need Tom McMullen to give me like some insight on Zach Pascal. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm gonna turn the page here. Big Sills, appreciate everyone coming aboard. Please hit the like button. I was a little angry today. So I'm going to turn the page. Eagles didn't get Deshaun Watson for whatever reason. They didn't want to pay. They didn't like the character. They're in love with Jalen. You fill in the blank. Whatever suits your narrative, that's fine. It's all good. And another thing, too. Always remember, when I was talking about Eagle fans today, I was talking about 10% of you. Not the entire fan base, which is awesome and passionate. The ones that like to sit in the land of average, those guys. There's nobody in Philadelphia that wants to root for 500, okay? So let's clear the air here. All kidding aside, okay? All kidding aside. Let's go here. Zach Pascal. That's just prime for the offseason so far. I do like Hassan Reddick, and I'm going to also throw this out there at Howie. Look, you're always going to get this, guys. You're always going to get this from me. That deal with Fletcher Cox was awesome. That's a great move. They got the guy to come back $4 million cheaper. It moved the cap around in favor of the Eagles. Kudos. That's a good move, man. You got to say what it is. I mean, I'll say this to you. If Fletcher goes out on the open market, he may get that $18 million back. Like, say he goes to the Chargers or somewhere. He may have got that money somewhere else. But he took a hometown discount because he wanted to stay in Philadelphia. That's awesome. Okay? Man, come on. Zach Pascal is not trash. But that's not quite the number 2 wide receiver or number 1 veteran wide receiver you're looking for. Let's be candid, okay? How about this again? He's not trash. The kid's not trash. Okay? He's a vested player. He's a veteran guy. He's not trash. But is he the guy you were identifying? Who are you guys talking about? Julio Jones, Allen Robinson, Mike Williams? That's a far cry, Zach Pascal, from those dudes. That's a little bit of a reach. Am I right? I'm just wondering if Howie really looks at free agency. No, hey, look, I'm not I'm not selling you on Zach Pascal, but he's not a scrub. But he's not the veteran guy everyone was circling. He's not. Be fair about it. He's not the guy you were looking at. He's not the guy I was looking at. Below average. He's coming to a below average passing attack. Hey, that's a good point. Let's look at it this way. Jalen Hurts as a passing attack. The Philadelphia Eagles offense is what? Average, above average, below average. You fill in the blank for me. Tell me what you think the Eagles' passing attack is. Okay? What is it? Below? Xander's going to do a poll. Great. Fantastic. I like polls. I like lists. I like all of that. Did I just say I like polls? Wow. Average at best, X says. Average, below. My bad, Sills. Is in love with Anthony Watson. Don't know who Anthony Watson is. Below, says Smile. Eagles passing attack is trash. Silver pole sales. Thank you, Hugh. And put a smile on my face. As of right now, below, says David. I believe their passing attack is average. What's the chance it'll improve? The quarterback has to completely improve. Learn to laugh at this team, Sills, like we do. Dude, you know what? I had a great conversation with my aunt. I'm not one of these hosts that sit around here and bang on the same topic for 700 years. I want to know what we're going to have to do here, okay, to move forward. Okay? I mean, honestly here. Okay? Matt Ryan's now a Colt. Matt Ryan is now a Colt. Do you want to hear something? There's not even a market for Baker Mayfield. There's no market. This guy was the number one player taken 5 years ago. Where's he going to go? Carolina? I don't know. I may want Sam Darnold over that guy. Where's he going to go? New Orleans? I'm not paying that guy $18, $19 million. I'd rather have Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian beat Brady last year. Why would I want that guy? Where does Baker Mayfield? Seattle? You think the Seattle Seahawks are going to bring Baker Mayfield in? Baker Mayfield has no market. 5 years removed from being the number one pick in the draft. He's got to go to a scrub team. That David Mills dude in Houston, do you know that Houston said to the Browns, we have no interest in Baker Mayfield? Do you know that the Colts had little interest in Baker Mayfield? Little interest. One above all, yay, we got Pascal. Hey, I'm not going to bang on this thing here like this. Okay? I'm going to say it one more time to you here. Baker Mayfield is one of these guys that has average talent, but his ego thinks he's Aaron Rodgers. And as for Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback because he's one of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. That makes him elite. But he's not a franchise quarterback. And you know what, folks? He never will be. He never will be. He's not going to be a franchise guy. That guy's in Cleveland now is a franchise guy. That's a franchise quarterback. And the Browns went, here's $230 million. Guaranteed. All of it. And he still has sexual assault cases against them and civilly where he's going to have to settle. That didn't move the Browns from not going after him. What does that tell you? That all the bad things are in the rear view for the Browns and for Deshaun. They're all in. They were all in. And the reason he went to Cleveland was because of the money. There's a report out there that the Eagles were one of the teams. But then again, all of the teams didn't get it. David Magnolia, the agent, he was swayed by the dough. Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, went like this. Okay, what do we have to do to make him a Brown? He told them. He sat back, and you know what? I know something about Deshaun Watson's agent. He sat back and was patient. He was patient. They not only got the Texans what they wanted with all the draft picks, Deshaun Watson, who didn't play it down last year, got a raise. And he was in a courtroom the whole time for sexual assault. Absolutely, brother. Browns are financially strapped. Do you know that no quarterback has ever won the Super Bowl when he is 13% part of the salary cap? No quarterback. Deshaun Watson is going to be 25% against the salary cap moving forward. 25%. The Browns are going to be awful good, but Super Bowl, they're going to be lacking special teams, on defense. That's where the Eagles have the advantage. They're still on a rookie contract with Jalen. GG Meta says the Eagles will make the playoffs this year. They better. You're in the NFC. I couldn't name you 10 good teams. I could probably name you how many. I mean, the whole west of the AFC might make the playoffs. Watch this. Broncos, Raiders. They get Devontae Adams. Justin Herbert. The Chargers have had a spectacular offseason. The Chiefs. Look at Matt Ryan's division now. Zach Pascal. Congratulations. I'm sure that'll help the offense. Booza says the Browns are not going to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. Too much money unless he restructures. Anthony says the only good NFC team. Hey, by the way, the Cowboys' door is shut too. The Cowboys' door is shut. Get this, Pascal, Pro Football Focus grade, 94 out of 94 for receivers. Jalen Reagor was 91st. See, I get accused of bagging on certain things, and I blame Xander for this too. He led me down a rabbit hole. Do you know he's giving me intel? Because he knows the kind of guy I am, that I hate being average and I hate losing. I just hate it, man. I do. Browns ain't winning shit, Steve says. Steve, you could be onto it, man. It's a salary cap league. Tell you what, though. Here, Xander had a great poll this morning. Thank you, Xander. Appreciate it. Monday through Friday here. I try to field, too, in Vegas. Who wins more games over the next 5 years? Wait a minute. How many more years does Jalen have on his contract? 2? Who wins the most games over the next 2 years? The Browns or the Eagles? Let's see. I think that Browns team. Now, again, it's going to – and by the way, I'll even put the suspension in. I'll put the suspension in. Who has the money? Let's do 3 years because of the suspension. 3 years. Who has the most win? Eagles easily. It's a weaker division. Okay. I think it's going to be close, actually. Anthony says Browns. I actually do think it'll be close. You got to play. Hey, wait a minute, though. You got Carson Wentz to deal with, man. Please stop. I got to be a good guy now. I got to be a good guy. Yeah, because I don't want anybody to get all, their panties in a bind and such because they know how I could totally be. Don't say that, Steve. F Hurts. Come on now. Now what we have to watch this. Now what we have to do is figure out how to get Hurts better. Tell me how we have. What does Jalen Hurts need to win the NFC East? And don't say lobotomy. That doesn't count. What does he need? It ain't Zach Pascal. Watch this. Now that they've brought Zach Pascal in, watch him cut Quez Watkins. Watch him cut him because he was a later pick, and keep Jalen Reagor. Watch. If that happens, keep an eye on that. If Jalen Reagor's still on the team and they let loose, okay? Thinks he's cutting. Xander thinks he's cutting Whiteside. Let's see here. Accuracy, timing, and weapons. The better draft a wide receiver in the first round. Tom, they may be going that way now. I didn't think they were, but because of the signing of Zach Pascal, sorry, I had to get his name right. It makes me think now they're going to go into the draft. And they may use one of those first rounders on a team that needs an edge rusher, linebackers, and a running back to be. Hey, watch this. I think that team needs a star running back more than I think they need a wide receiver. I can win with dudes. It's proven in this league. Okay? We can win with dudes. That's if your signal caller's exceptional. And your signal caller's not exceptional right now. Marcus says, what's the poll saying? Xander will give us an update here in a minute. Chris says, draft wide receiver, safety, first round. That's if Kyle Hamilton's there. A complete running back. You see Leonard Fournette is visiting the Patriots. Why isn't he visiting the Eagles? Okay? Why isn't he visiting the Eagles? Do you know 2 years ago when he was a full-time starter in Jacksonville, he had 78 catches and 1,100 rushing yards. That's complete, my friends. Xander says the poll right now is 53% below average passing game, 41% average. Okay. Timothy, who the hell is Zach Pascal? I think he was like the fourth dude in the room in Indy. Fournette don't want to play with Hurts. Easy money says. Seals, talk about how we are at Pickett's Pro Day, one of 9 teams. Watch him draft a quarterback and take Kenny Pickett. And then it will tell you all you need to know about this offseason. It makes no sense to me except for this. How he's pushing everything in on the draft. Okay? Because look, all the edge rushers that are worth the shit are gone. All the wide receivers that are worth the shit are gone. All of them. Look, I don't want to dismiss the Hassan Reddick sign. It's a good sign, and the restructuring of Fletcher is a great deal. I didn't believe that he would come back. Okay? I did not. But that's cool of him to do that. So wait a minute here. Let me tell you what I think Jalen Hurts needs to have for him to have better success this coming year. Okay? And before we even get into the technical end of it, him reading and not – what did Brian Baldinger say right here on this program? You know what that was? He said on the program, Hurts has got to be better than a one-read quarterback. The Eagles were scrimmaging the Patriots. He said it right on this show. Turned out to be true. Timothy says 34. Oh, it was 34. I thought it was 38. My bad. Excuse me. 34 receptions, 384 yards in 2021. Yeah, baby. Slightly better than Jalen Reagor. There's your benchmark. Thank you, Steve. As long as they serve great Italian and pasta fazool there, I'm in. Julio's still out there. Why would Julio want to play in Philly? Because of the greatness of the quarterback's accuracy? Look at Daz. Look, oh, boy, we got Zach Pascal. What a move. Hey, Steve, Cobb was wrong. We're all wrong, including the guy that covers the team. Came on our show. I covered the team 15 years before Alonzo Highsmith got to the Houston Oilers. I've been covering it back in the day when Bum Phillips was the coach. I'm plugged in more than anybody. He'll never go to Cleveland. Oh, okay. That's the team he picked. You think he wants to play in Cleveland on that lake? Had his worst NFL game of all time. All red and stuff. I mean, it looked like he had a few. He was like, this guy will never, Sileo. Okay. Put $230 million in front of the guy. The guy jumped right at it and said, what trade clause? Wait, trade clause? No, there's no trade clause. Here's $250 million. Ain't no trade clause anywhere. No, watch this. Yeah, no, I'm not going to take the $230 million in Cleveland. I want to play in Atlanta. I don't play for the deal I'm on. $50 million less. I would question Deshaun Watson's his ability to have reason. The Browns were the only people that went to the table with a bag of money. Everybody else went with this, under the notion it was about draft choices. It was about draft choices and money. And guarantees. Deshaun Watson, all 200. Did I hear that right? Someone please tell me. Is all $230 million of it guaranteed? That's got to be the first fully guaranteed contract for a quarterback in NFL history. $230 million guaranteed. Aaron Rodgers' $200 million deal, 138 of it is guaranteed. Jeff, how is that possible? Correct. Nobody wanted to be all in. You really think, guys, I'm sorry, but I never believed in a million years, and I still to this day will hold to my conviction. He never wanted to play in Cleveland. But I'll tell you what, man, you can make me feel good about playing in Cleveland when you give me that kind of security for my life. That's generational wealth. You're going to turn generational wealth down with no guarantees in the current extension that you signed with the Texans. And you nearly get $90 million more. Come on, man. Xander says, interesting point this morning with the fellas on 365. All that money has to go in escrow. Not all owners can do that. Jimmy Haslam's loaded. Great comment. The guy in Jacksonville can. Shade Khan can do that. The guy in Carolina can do that. Stan Kroenke can clearly do that. Look at the money. Just gave Matthew Stafford a contract extension. Just gave Stafford an extension. Wins the Super Bowl, they gave him more dough. My opinion, Philadelphia just didn't want to put all the cash in. Okay? Look, I said at the top of the show here what I'm going to do. And I'm going to continue to say here for you. Okay? Look, let's take a look at the best. Let's do something simple. Something simple. The current roster of the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. What's the best team in the NFL right now? Let me take a look at this because I want to make sure I get all the teams here. Let's go here. Best team in the NFL. Rams. Okay, if you want to go there. Here. See, Rams. Second best team. I'm going to say Bills. They just give Von Miller, too. 6-year contract. Let's see. By the way, the Titans won't even be listed, maybe, in the top 10, and they were the number 1 seed. Buccaneers, got to go Brady in there. You think the Packers are going to be in the top 5 without Devontae Adams? How about the Chiefs? I'm gonna make Broncos. So here's the top 5 teams: Rams, Bills, Bucks, Chiefs, Broncos. You think the Eagles are anywhere near those teams? And look what they all have in common: Stafford, Allen, Brady, Mahomes, Russell Wilson. 6. Let's see here. I got one NFC team. Chargers. I'm going to go Chargers at 6. 7. I'll go Packers because of Rodgers. 8. I'll go Bengals. 10. Let me get to 10 here before we go to Gary Cobb. Shit, I could pick the entire AFC West. Raiders. Okay, look, by the time I get to Eagles, it'll be in the 20s. There's only one team that showed the true wanting of the kid. Everybody in the media. By the way, I think Gary Cobb was right. I think Deshaun was going either to Atlanta or to Carolina until the bag of money showed up. Let's get to my friend from Fox 29 in Philadelphia, Gary Cobb. And Gary, I don't think anybody was wrong because 100% of everybody's take was that he was either going to go to Carolina or Atlanta, potentially New Orleans. And then Jimmy Haslam did the ultimate that every player does. David McGowan got the call from Jimmy Haslam, and Jimmy Haslam went like this: what is it going to cost me to have Deshaun Watson become a Cleveland Brown? And he said this: a fully guaranteed $230 million deal. No one was willing to do that. And voila, he's near Lake Erie. Am I right?
I think it definitely came down to the money, and I don't blame him. I mean, you can't, just blow away that kind of money, especially with these suits he's going to have to pay, So he's not necessarily going to hang on to all that money, but he's going to be passing it on. But, he definitely is a special quarterback. You look at his numbers with the thing he's done without, we're running for his life, and he's still been able to do it. So he is he's the type of quarterback that is the elite quarterback now. So even more so than when he last played his last season, the quarterbacks last year said, this is a quarterback game. They made it very clear. And so for that reason, you can understand why Cleveland said, hey, we got this kid. We can put people with him. We got a chance to win something every season. We got a chance to win the whole thing. And who can argue with them? So from that standpoint, I can't really blame anybody, Can't blame anybody for that.
But Gary, here's the deal. Again, you know what? And again, not to belabor the point here, because obviously he took the bag of money here.
Yeah.
The point is, though, I mean, did Howie miss out on an opportunity to land a 26-year-old franchise guy? Did it come down to character, or did it just come down to, get this, just not putting the money up? Because to me, I don't remember it ever was about money. I never heard anybody negotiating or he wanted a new deal or anything. Right. You got to remember something too, Gary. This guy he didn't play last year. He had 22 sexual assault charges against him.
Yeah.
And he got an $80 million raise.
I know.
Guaranteed.
I know. It's astonishing, how this all happened. But clearly Cleveland, they put all their chips in the middle, man, and said, hey, we are putting it all on this guy. Now, that might have been where the Eagles said, well, you know what? I don't know if we could do it to that extent. And I mean, if you're going to get in it for 3 first-round draft picks, I mean, you might as well put the money out there. You know, if you really think he is the guy, and really when you look at the quarterbacks in the league, the kind of type of league this is now, this is a quarterback league. You got him. You're just about the favorite, or you're right there with Dallas next year. If he comes in here, the Eagles are the favorite in the division.
Absolutely. I think they're a 12-13 win team.
That's right. I mean, if they did all of this with Jalen, come on. They're going to win 12 games every year.
And in an NFC that's down, I mean, absolutely. Let me take you over to another deal here. I got to tell you, man, you know, as much as I killed Howie for not landing Watson, I got to give him the deal that he did with Fletcher Cox here. I mean, he convinced him to come back, took a $4.5 million pay cut, convinced him that they want him, that he's part of the future, giving him a 1-year contract. I mean, kudos to Howie, man. I mean, you know, I would have been butthurt. Maybe that would have been the wrong one, Gary, and I would have went to a place like the Chargers or somebody that would have given me a chance to potentially win another ring. Yeah. But he came back home. Did you see it the same way I did? I thought it was a good move.
I think, you know, wound up being a good move because, you know, he still has got some football left in him. But I think what you do now is you could say, you know what, we can give him more time to rest. We're going to keep him fresher. Hey, and Fletcher, when we got you out there, hey, we need everything you got. But we're not asking you to play, you know, with so many minutes. So, you know, you can talk there. And then, you know, you take that money, you can do something else with the rest of that money. And I think it's just solid. I mean, this is keeping it real. And I think you bring Fletcher in there. He knows you're keeping it real. You know, you're not the guy you once were. We still think you can help us. And we're going to work out a deal. So I think it was good sound. Definitely good job of managing, you know, the cap. So I'll give him a pat on the back for that.
Hold on here. I've got to look up a guy's stats here. They signed a receiver. His name is Zach Pascal. Hang on for a second. 34 catches, 388 yards. You know, they were looking for a veteran wideout, and
wow.
Hey, 30. Okay. Go ahead, man, please. Zach Pascal.
Well, you know, you got a veteran, but I mean, come on. Hopefully they're not done. I mean, you got to get better. You got to do better than that. I mean,
but can they, Gary, with a quarterback that can't read more than single coverage?
I know. What that's really where they can make the biggest jump is if he progresses in his ability to see the field, get the ball out of his hands. You know, as he gets better now, we know the deal now. We really know the deal. I think he knows the deal. If he doesn't improve drastically, he's going to wake up one day and there's going to be somebody in here that they hand that job to, and it's not going to be him. I mean, that's keeping it real. And I know, I mean, I like the kid. You go up there to the practice. You love the way the kid does everything. He's a good kid and everything. But, you know, I mean, but he lacks some things when it comes to playing the position.
Hey, you know, I really would love to have a Boy Scout playing my quarterback position too, man. You know what, though? If he's a tool like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, what would you rather have, a Boy Scout playing quarterback for you or a tool like that who's 48 touchdowns and 3 picks?
Let me have that tool. Let me have that tool. And you know, the thing is, you got everybody blasting. They're all over Deshaun, you know, because of what he did or whatever, you know, people, and nobody really knows what happened. You know, it hasn't really come all.
No, it's internet lawyers, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be up one side of the kid, down. Look, we don't really know what happened just yet. He clearly made a mistake. So I'm not going to be all over him, you know, kicking him and stuff. I would have loved to see the kid come here. I'm going to be honest. He would have been here, made things exciting right away. I'd be clearing up time, you know. Well, I was going to go to the Super Bowl anyway, but I was going to make sure I was going to get my Eagle stuff cleaned up. I was going to be sporting that all week.
Wait a minute now. Okay. The improvement then with Jalen will be what? It'll be more of a slow putt versus what that would have been a quick fix.
I mean, even if Jalen improves, he's not Deshaun Watson. I mean, like this. I mean, he's not. So hopefully he makes some drastic improvements. I still think with their running game, with the defense improved, they can make some improvements. But they got to get. He's just got to get better though, because what we saw against Tampa Bay. Come on, that's not going to get it done. Just not going to get it done. Where you can't see the field. You don't even know what coverage they're playing you. You don't know where to go with the football, and your offense looks like, you can't throw the ball when everybody can throw the ball in the league, but you can't throw the ball. So they got to get better. And right now, I bet you they're somewhere working out because, Devontae Smith, he's got to be staying on him going, look, we need you to come on stronger, or it's going to cripple him with his
right. Gary, if you're Devontae, don't you go to your agent eventually and say this? Hey man, I got 68 catches in a league where that dude in Vegas had 100 catches. That Clemson kid.
That's right.
That white kid out of Clemson had 100 catches.
100 catches.
100 catches. And I can't get 70 catches.
I mean, how many times was a kid open? He's not getting the ball. I mean, there were times you're going like, why aren't you he's not seeing him? Because if he doesn't look that way, hey, he's not coming back to you. He's not doing it. But he's got to improve. So I imagine they're out somewhere right now throwing and catching the ball. And hopefully we're going to see improvement because he got to get better. And Jalen knows that. He's got to step up his game, if he wants to be an NFL quarterback. And the Eagles are still going to be out there knocking on doors, And
man, I'd rather have Jameis Winston. He threw for 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and I'm just saying, last year he was 5-2 before he got hurt. Had a higher quarterback rating than Tom Brady because Sean Payton showed him that. Throwing the ball down the field. And you know what I say this to about Jameis? Jameis was in that no risk it, no biscuit offense that Bruce Arians had. And you know what happened? Brady goes in there, had turnovers and pick sixes right away.
Yep.
And what happened? Brady convinced Bruce Arians, no risk it, no biscuit is not going to get us what we want with a championship.
Yeah, you're right.
He helped change Bruce Arians back to the dink and dunk stuff.
That
was high percentage. Moved the chains, won ball games. You put him in an offense like that, I'll tell you what, man. I'd like to see Jameis Winston in an offense that ran the ball, was centric on running the ball. I'll tell you what, I have no problem with that guy.
You may
Look
be
at
right.
it.
I mean,
Jameis just signed a 2-year contract with the Saints today. He'll remain with the Saints. That's a smart move.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty confident he was going to go back. Because you could see that they had something going early in the year. You could see he was playing well, and he's comfortable in that offense now. So I expect good things out of them going forward.
I do too. How about this, Gary?
Yeah.
5 years ago, Baker Mayfield was the #1 overall selection. And you want to hear something on today? Now that Winston's going back to the Saints, the only opportunity for him to play anywhere is Carolina.
You're probably right.
I mean, where else is a guy? He wasn't just a first rounder.
Yeah.
He was the first pick.
First pick in the draft.
5 years later.
Yeah.
There's no market for him. And watch this. You'd be lucky to get a 5th rounder for him.
Well, but see, the thing is, when you look at what he was doing in Oklahoma, the people he's throwing, CD Lamb, some of the people he's throwing the ball to, they were overmatched. They were playing against people they were much better than. He got people, the wide guys running wide open. That's why you really have to wait to get a good look at a guy in order to see if he's going to be a marquee guy on the pro level, even though he might have been, a great college quarterback. I mean, come on. How did everybody miss Justin Herbert? How did everybody not see the kid's a franchise quarterback? So I don't know that you can see everything. Clearly, you can't. Because
Tua was taken. It was tanked for Tua with the Dolphins. The Dolphins and Chris Greer grab him, and now the next pick is Herbert to the Chargers.
Yeah.
I think you'd like to have that back.
You better believe you'd like to have that back. But, you see, that's why, man, to make that pick where you got Tua, now you look at that, you're going, like, what were they thinking? But, Tua's throwing open the guys that are wide open. He's got a better football team, but Tua, he just doesn't have that gun, man. If he had the gun, seems like he sees the field well, just doesn't have that gun to get it there all the time,
How about this? Gary, you know what? I think maybe I'm going through now learning what you guys, I call it Howie schizophrenia. It's a disease you get after a while when you're watching a guy run a franchise, and you guys have had gone to therapy and you guys understand Howie schizophrenia. And so maybe what I'm doing now is I've caught it. And here's my Howie schizophrenia mask. Hold on, let me put it on while I'm talking to you here. This is my Howie schizophrenia mask.
Oh yeah.
So I want to like ask you here.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what the draft does for Howie. You know this as well as anyone. 3 years before you can find out what a player is going to do. 3 games when it comes to giving you a trend on what a team is going to do. That is standard when it comes to game planning on what a player can or can't do. The draft gives Howie, it gives him latitude and length not to be on the firing block. Watch this. Hey, you drafted a guy out of Arkansas, and the guy's really a great player. We got great upside. We think he's going to be a star. Bro, you won't know for 3 years, man.
I know. Yeah.
That gives that guy 3 years. If he would have got Watson, wouldn't that put him, that Andrew Berry guy who was in the Eagle organization at one time,
that's right,
now went to the owner and said, no, man, let's stand on the coals now.
Woo! I tell you, Andrew Berry's done some special things there. I mean, because you look at all the talent he had, that team loaded up. I mean, they had some injuries last year, kind of hurt them. And of course, that quarterback problem, it seemed like alleviated that. But I got to give it. I hadn't really thought of Andrew right away, but he definitely was here. And, the kid's got guts. I mean, for him to go out there and make this deal like that, he's got everybody. I tell you, he could have everybody probably, when Watson gets out there, he's going to have everybody wondering, like, why didn't we do that?
Well, how about this finally here? Matt Ryan to the Colts. What do you make of that?
I think it's something that could work.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think it's something that could work because all they need somebody to take care of the football. They got a good football team. They got all the other pieces there. I think that was a good move on their part. And, we'll see. But he, he's always done a pretty good job of taking care of the football. I think that's the main thing you got to do there. And you got all the pieces to have you a good quality playoff team. You definitely got you a playoff team there. I'd have to say that's a thumbs up move for them.
Hold on. Zach Pascal. Hold on. I got to find out something. Hold on here. Zach Pascal. I got to find out where the kid's from.
I mean, like, why would they even report that? I was a jackass earlier, so I don't want to be even more of a jack. Hold on.
Yeah. Zach Pascal. Where is he from? Oh, here it is. Zach Pascal. Here he is. Here, let me give you a little bit of insight on him. Okay. He's born December 18th, 94. He's from Upper Marlboro. Okay.
Okay.
He played ball at Old Dominion.
Old Dominion. Well, you know what? Maybe he's a guy that they're going to put in the slot or something. I don't know. I mean, I've heard his name. I can't say I know very much about.
No, hey, Gary. When Xander told me, when Xander told me, I had to actually look it up. Oh, good, man. Are you all right?
Hello, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. When Xander told me that they signed Zach Pascal,
the mic is not coming.
I can't hear you. Good. I had to look it up. I just, I had to look it up. Y'all good? All right, Gary. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I got to take a time out. Again, I promised I'd be nice. I promised I'd be good. Hold on. Where's my sheet? Hey, I want to get to those. I I want to get to those edge rushers. Oh, by the way, wait a minute. Inside backers. Inside backers. There's a big list. You think the Eagles need an inside backer? One of these guys. Why are we looking at one of these guys? Let's hit on that. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
As Tommy would say, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Big Sales here on the National Football Show. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Deshaun Watson, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done. It's over. I'm done with you. Okay? Okay. Oh, here, let me read you a little bit. How about this? Just a little bit of what really going all in is all about with Matthew Stafford's new deal with the Rams. Let me show you something here. So this is just the first 2 years of his deal. Get this. You want to know how Stan Kroenke does business versus the owner of the Eagles and the GM? So Matthew Stafford's new deal, he got a $60 million signing bonus. Guaranteed. Base salary of $1.5 million. Guaranteed. So this year, Matthew Stafford will make $61.5 million. Next year, 2023, $27.5 million signing bonus, fully guaranteed. So hang on, not very good at math. 60, 27.5. Okay. So $87.5 million in signing bonuses to Matthew Stafford in 2 years. Oh, what's the base too? 1.5. Guaranteed. So Matthew Stafford will be making the same amount of money almost on the cap with his base as Jalen Hurts is. I like it. My friends, that's how you run a business. Okay? You want diamonds? You can't pay for marbles. Hey, I really love that. That's really great. And you're playing, and you're paying for marbles when some of these other teams are paying for diamonds. As I was telling you before Gary came on, shit, I didn't even get through the rest of the league. Rams, Bills, Bucks, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Packers, Bengals, Raiders. Look at that Matthew Stafford deal. And Matthew Stafford has an under 500 record. He's 4-3 in the postseason in his career. But the Rams look at him and go, hey, man, he's the future of our football team for the next 4 years. We're going to pay for it. Okay, I mean, Birdman. How is cubic zirconius? Oh, man. No, you don't need. Easy Money says we need a quarterback, Sills. No, you got him. Oh, we got. Hey, by the way, you're not going to have any hate here on Jalen. No way. See, I do something that some of you are not able to do. Whoever my president is in the White House, I don't root for my leader or my quarterback or my coach to fail. Because if he fails, we all fail. So I'm not rooting for Jalen to fail. I'm not like one of these guys so that he fails so I can make a point. That's dumb. I'd rather be wrong, Jalen win a Super Bowl, and everyone goes, Sills, you don't know shit. You were wrong. Admit it. Okay, I was wrong. I have no problem with that. No problem with that. There are so few people in life I've rooted against. By the way, I'm a big-time LeBron James hater. But you know what I do say about him? So he passes Karl Malone, right, for second all-time. That's more kind of a longevity record. But longevity doesn't get enough credit. You're able to keep your body in tip-top shape. You're able to score nearly 30 points over your illustrious career. You've won 4 NBA championships. Come on, man. This guy's been electric his entire career, and he's been a great face of the NBA. You may not like his politics, which I hate, but as a basketball person, LeBron's been great. He's been great. That's a great record. He probably is going to pass Kareem next year, barring any injuries. Antonio Brown. Listen, guys, we just went through a character charade with Deshaun Watson. You really think Howie's going to line up and go, let's bring AB in? If he brought AB in, I'd be like this. Why the hell didn't you give the contract to you know who? I'm not saying his name anymore. I'm going to say DW. I'm done with his name. I'm not saying it. Okay? Hey, by the way, 215, I'm not saying anything negative about the kid Pascal. I just don't know who he is, and neither did Gary Cobb. You know what Xander says? Hey, he's solid. I'm like, okay, let me look him up. I was like, who? All right. Okay. Just because I don't know him don't mean he's nobody. You know? Last ranked wide receiver. I'm not going to tell you what Xander said. No, I'm not, because I'm not continuing what I did today on the middle. No way. I want positive vibes now. Let's move with positivity. Positivity. You know? Stop buying fake diamonds, Meta. Sirianni loves him for his route running. Yeah, well, it'd be nice if the quarterback can find him. Route running. Pascal is 3 or 4 at best. Woods? Oh, no, he's with the Titans now. Woods is with the Titans. He'd rather play with Ryan Tannehill. Yeah. And the Rams traded him. Wait, where are those great linebackers? Because this is where we are now. Because we're not going to talk about DW any longer. How about those great inside linebackers? Let me know if this wets your whistle. Bobby Wagner, Dante Hightower, no comment from the peanut gallery too, Xander. Kyle Van Noy, there's a bunch of them. Have the Eagles brought any one of these guys in for a look, physical, conversation? For a football team that's in dire need of inside linebackers, you know who you have on the defense? You have reachers and catchers. There's nobody worth the damn as a linebacker on your team that is a guy who's a run stopper. There's nothing on that defense. It's like, hey, whenever you hear an analyst say this, yeah, the Eagles are running a don't bend but don't break defense, you know you're sorry. You know you're sorry. Hey, man, I like that kid Hightower, man. That kid Hightower stops people in their shoes. He can hit. That kid, maybe his best years, though, are behind him. I take Wagner. He had 174 tackles last year. You're right, man. You got, hey, Van Noy is damn good, too. Bro, I would sign both Wagner and, you imagine if you put Wagner and Van Noy behind Hardgrave and Fletcher Cox. Your defense automatically improves. You got Hassan Reddick. Hey, you want your defense to get better overnight? Screw the conversation with DW. Watch this. Let's get better. But then again, you know, can I tell you probably why I'm frustrated? Because the stuff that I'm telling you here, that dude in Philadelphia, man, doesn't see it or doesn't respond to it because he doesn't get it. I'm bringing Bobby Wagner in, Dante Hightower in. If these two guys got anything in their tanks left, Hassan Reddick is my pass rusher. I go in the draft, and I get a safety, a wide receiver, and another back or a defensive end. My team is better overnight. Then I can use rounds 2, 3, 4 in wide receivers, tight ends. This guy brings in, hang on. Zach Pascal. Because he knows him from Indy. Is Wagner still available? Yeah. Jordan Davis, after running that 4.78, and by the way, Xander said he stood next to him at the Maxwell Awards. He said that guy made Barrett look small. He said he made John McMullen look like an elf. He made John McMullen look like an elf. Big Sills, we will draft a quarterback. Book it. Mark, man, I am not going to say anything no to that. Okay? Yeah, but Daz, I think that Jordan Davis, I think that guy, man, has massively improved his draft stock. I do. And I say that with love with John McMullen. The most loved guy here at JAKIB Media is John McMullen. I love him. We need to draft a UGA defensive player, 15, 16, and 19. Hey, you know what, bro? They may have 4 players drafted in the first round off that defense alone. They may have 4 players. That's how good that defense was in that front 7. The safety's good too. Malik Willis and Pickett are looking good. Hey, you know what though? Mark, controlled environments, pro days, combines, that's not real football. That's flag football. That's not real football when environments are good. Here's real football. You're down 14. Your number 1 wideout is down. You're in the freaking Super Bowl. You just lost Odell Beckham Jr. You're stumbling. Your quarterback picks the team up. It comes back from 18 down to win it. You're down 28 in the Super Bowl. Nobody believes you can come back. And Brady rallies the Patriots. That's real football. Well, let's do our pro day. 1, 2, 3, perfect throw. Over the shoulder. Oh, did you see his bench press? Guy's killing it on the bench press. Oh, man, do you see him run that 40? Unreal. Yeah, but can he play? Yeah, he's got good tape. How much tape did you watch? About 5 minutes. 5 minutes? Yeah, I've been out here all day watching him run the combine stuff. The combine stuff is not real football either. Okay? I think the Honey Badger is going to land. My opinion, I think he's going to land with the Raiders. Bobby Wagner, Dante Hightower, and Kyle Van Noy. An Eagle sign. What was it? Zachary Pascal. From Upper Marlboro. OD. Not OD beer. Not a Magnum. OD. Old Dominion. Hey, man. I got to – Randy Gregory now hates Cowboy fans as much as you guys do. I think this is beautiful. Again, no. It will be a moratorium on DW talk in hour number 2. Okay? No DW talk. His name is forbidden to be brought up. No crapping on anybody either. We move ahead. Hour 2, we're pushing ahead. Maybe I'm convincing myself here. Hit the like button. Hour 2 coming up. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back, National Football Show. Your boy Dan Sileo. Who's Faba? Who's Faba? Who's Faba? Yes, it's coming back. My good, my aunt said I hated myself today. I know, no, she's right. It made me give me a better perspective. Who's Faba? Anger management, if you know the reference. Who's Faba? Yes, it's coming to me now. Yes, I'm feeling better. And a better frame of, see, that's it. Better frame of mind. Yes. Right. Thank you. Yes. By the way, there'll be no bringing up of that dude's name in Cleveland. No, not LeBron. Even though we've done that before, of course. All over it. I'm feeling, this is therapy here. Who's Faba? Way to go, East Side Monster. Who's Faba? It's therapy. Anytime things get you a little bit upsided, you know, when Iverson misses the three-pointer back in the day, who's Faba? You got to take that to the hole. That's a funny scene in that movie, by the way. The guy's got a Sixer jersey on. Iverson has one off the lip, and he's like, you got to take that to the hole. It's a funny movie, man. But I do take who's Faba. Thank you, Mad Hatter. Hit the like button, guys. I appreciate it. Sills, let's see you bench 450 today. Brother, I couldn't jump over a ruler today. Are you kidding me, man? I get this on Saturday. My wife's rugby. I'm pulling 100-pound wagon up the hill filled with ice, strawberries that I packed, gear, and there's a bum sitting there on the corner. And I've got 2 chairs for my daughter and me, and I'm pulling this 100-pound thing up. My wife's like this. Don't worry, he's got it. I'm like, geez. And you should have seen this incline. It was like the summit of Everest. I'm pulling this thing up. The bum, he's got his whole gear done. I mean, this guy's got his whole gear, everything, this whole gear thing set up. Bed, hammock, tent, perfectly packed. And I'm like, that's well done, man. My stuff here's falling off and shit. I have no idea. I'm pulling this thing up. Now I know why they take small steps when they climb Everest or Kilimanjaro. I stop. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. The bum goes, hey, Hoss, You might want to throw them chairs over your neck. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take your advice, dog. I took them chairs. I threw them. He goes like this. There you go. Right there. That should help you out a little more. Boom. Boom. I stopped. He goes, steps are kind of tough, ain't they? This guy's a bum. I mean, if I had money in my pocket, I would have given him $100 just because of the advice he gave me. Small steps, dude. Got it. Pulling this thing up, man. Right? Pulling this thing up. There's this last step here. I got to get over that, man. My car's 10 feet away. I had to wait 20 minutes just to catch my breath. That's what I did. That's what I did. Okay. Let's see here. Watson, 48% of this crowd thinks Eagles are average and above passing football. They must be watching a different ball game. Dude. Weiner, that is not an average passing game. The Eagles are below average in passing. Yeah, I tipped them one above all. I said, don't smoke in bed. Mad Hatter, my aunt hated the show today because she says I was too angry when I was on the middle. She says you were angry. And Xander said this, Sills, don't be picking on Eagle fans. I'm like, I wasn't really picking on Eagle fans, but it must have landed there. Okay, if it landed there, I'm wrong because that's not really what I meant. There's about 10% of you that I don't get. Always strive for greatness and perfection, man. Don't strive for being common. And those are the people that were on my, well, we got a guy. And I'm like, oh, my God, man. You'll never meet Deshaun Watson in your life. Oh, I said it. Oh, excuse me. Here, look. That's a pennant. I'm going to have to say that's a Hail Mary for me. Sorry, Aunt Betty. Don't smoke in bed. Right. Don't eat crackers in bed, too. That's another good tip. No, Mad Hatter. No. I will pick on you when it's warranted. Okay? But I've got to make sure that you see, hey, Mad Hatter, when you say something on the air, sometimes it lands here. I always tell, when a broadcaster asks me, like the Kaepernick story, Colin Kaepernick may have had good intentions when he was talking about civil justice, but when he brought the flag in, 70% of Americans only heard that he's disrespecting the flag. They didn't hear about the other stuff. They didn't care. Okay? They didn't care. So you always have to remember when you say something, make sure you speak clear and have clarity in your take so that when it lands, people understand. This is not a broad comment on the Eagle. You know, I've said this to you guys before, and I'll say it again. You guys are without a doubt. Okay? And hey, Duck, I'm not quantifying myself. But Xander's right. I got to make sure you know my position because I don't want it to linger out there because before in the past, I didn't give a shit. Now I do in a way. I don't want anybody to think that. But you can't have, but then again, that's kind of what Twitter is, right? You know, only 22%, no, what is it? Excuse me. 19% of Americans are on social media. That just tells you it's 10% of the Eagle fans that kind of make the rest a little bit. You question going, you really think that Jalen Hurts? And by the way, take a look at this. You know, everybody in Cleveland right now is upset with the Browns because they replaced Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield doesn't have a market. They were right. They were right to replace him. Where's Seattle? Do you really think Seattle's going to bring that dude who's had a public meltdown? You think they're going to bring a guy who had a public meltdown to Pete Carroll to finish his coaching career out, and Baker Mayfield, they're going to go from Russell Wilson to Baker Mayfield? I'd rather start Drew Lock. I'd rather start Drew Lock. Gives me less hassle. And get this, if I'm going to lose, at least I'm not going to lose with a snowflake. By the way, If I was Seattle, I might trade for Gardner Minshew. If I was Atlanta, I might trade for Gardner Minshew. Philly says this. It was true that DW stayed away from the Eagles because he didn't want. That's not true. My God almighty. So you're telling me if he had a friend in Cleveland and he was offered $250 million in guarantees. No, I'm going to stick with the deal that's in Atlanta because he's my friend. You know that $18 million raise you were going to give me? He's my friend. I'm going to take $100 million less and go here. What? Knowing full well he's got settlements he has to pay still too. He's going to do what now? Common sense. Let's start using a little bit of it. Look at this. The Falcons would rather have Marcus Mariota on a 2-year deal than Baker Mayfield. Yeah, you know why? Baker Mayfield's got $18 million wrapped around his name right now. No one's paying that. How about this? Baker Mayfield said a couple days ago his choice would be to go to the Colts. You know what the Colts told him? That's okay. We don't have any interest in you. Baker Mayfield's ego is bigger than his play. It's just on display. No one wants the guy. Watch this. Sills, would you take Baker Mayfield over Jalen Hurts? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. Plus, that guy would get killed, not figuratively, but he'd get killed in Philly. One of those whining episodes or crying episodes or woe is me episodes, they'd put him in the caravan of Ben Simmons and Carson Wentz in 5 seconds in Philly. Baker Mayfield to Philadelphia? If his agent were to call Howie Roseman would laugh at him. Nah, we're good. I'll keep the guy I have, and I'll get more production out of him, and he's $1.2 million versus your $18 million. Baker Mayfield doesn't have a job because Baker Mayfield was overdrafted. And you know when Baker Mayfield's going to get a job? When he's fired like Mitchell Trubisky was, or he was fired like Ryan Tannehill was, and he gets out from that contract that he has right now. No one's paying that guy $18 million. You're going to pay that guy $18 million. I'd rather pay Fletcher Cox. I would have rather have paid Fletcher Cox's $18.2 than that dude to quarterback the Eagles. Right? No, we're not, maniac. I'm talking Mayfield. No, we are not. Okay? No, we are not. VJ says, yeah, Wentz has been talking bad about the organization. VJ, you know why he's saying that? You got to build your own ego up again. This guy's, by the way, no one believes him. When 2 organizations fire you inside of 2 years, okay, and you're on your 3rd, eventually you got to start looking in the mirror and think it's a you thing. You know what I mean? Well, the Eagles are so bad to me. Oh, the Colts were so bad to me. Guy, the only thing that's common is the fact that you've been fired 2 years in a row. Carson Wentz has got a credibility issue with players in the locker room. Think about that for a minute. Wentz's problems really aren't on the field. Holding the ball too long, turnovers, absolutely. But Wentz's issues have been being a teammate. Man, One of the worst things two worst things you can have in your career as a player, being called soft and you're not a good teammate. Look, you don't have to be the greatest dude on the planet, but you got to be a good teammate. And you got to be a good guy. No one likes a loser dude sitting next to him in the stall. Okay? Nobody does. Baker's wife kicked him out. Yeah, he's no longer. Hey, what happens to those progressive ads? Does Deshaun get to start doing them? I doubt it. Hey, here's Deshaun. How you doing? I'm the new progressive guy. I don't think so just yet. Hey, hang on. I'll get back to you here. I got a couple court cases I got to deal with. Hey, how about this one here? So Randy Gregory now is dogging the Cowboy fans. And he's calling them toxic. So, in case you don't know, Randy Gregory was offered a contract, but Jerry Jones sneakily put in the contract a conduct clause that says if he in any way had any conduct issues off the field, that the Cowboys could go after money and the money he's made and have to pay the Cowboys back. You ain't signing that. Especially when I don't have to. See, get this. So Cowboy fans are saying that Randy Gregory stabbed Jerry in the back. Whoa, wait a minute. You think the Atlanta Falcons stabbed Matt Ryan in the back when they said, hang on, we're trying to get Deshaun in here? Guy who won an MVP actually won an NFC championship and got a team to a Super Bowl. Hey, Matt, hang on. You know that $7.5 million bonus that you're owed on Friday? Can you hang on for 4 more days, please? Yeah, sure, okay. And the Atlanta Falcons didn't land him, had to move off him, and now their starting quarterback is Marcus Mariota and probably a guy in the draft. Atlanta Falcons are now rebuilding. Think about that for a second. They've been fooling around with that organization since that 28-0 debacle in Super Bowl play. Since the second half of that Super Bowl, guys, help me out on something. Since the second half of that Super Bowl, what was that year that Brady won that Super Bowl? Was that 18? That they won that Super Bowl in Atlanta? No, it wasn't in Atlanta. New Orleans, was it? They beat Atlanta. That organization hasn't had a winning season, and they've stunk. And they've dramatically gone downhill ever since that game. 18, thank you. And now, instead of sitting there in the toilet bowl that they're going around and around and around in, they decided to pull the ripcord fully now. Meta says, would you take Cam Newton over Wentz? Absolutely not. And by the way, Meta, you know what happened to Newton? Cam Newton was the Shaquille O'Neal of the NFL. They didn't know how to legislate the hits on him. He took a beating for all of these quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks. Cam is not the player who he is because of the pounding that he's taken. That guy has been beat up more than they didn't know how to legislate the hits on him. They treated him more like a running back than a quarterback, and that's why he had big hits on him. They didn't know how to ref the game that he was in, just like Shaq, hack a Shaq. How many times are you saying, dude, is that really – that's not even good basketball watching people hack Shaq like that. It turned into non-watchable basketball when O'Neal was in that position because they knew he couldn't shoot free throws. Tony says – Big Sills, how you doing today? Tony, watch this. Goose Faba. Goose Faba. That's how I'm doing. How you doing? Panthers talked to Cam Newton about bringing him back again. I've seen that movie, man, 3 times. The movie wasn't quite that good the second time I saw it, you know? Had moments. Okay? Had moments. Zach Pascal. He's not trash. He's not trash. He's just not what you were looking for. Baker Mayfield. He'll be the new USFL MVP. Okay? He'll be with the Portland Breakers here in about 2 weeks. Oh, my God. Hey, you see him playing against the Birmingham Stallions? That's what I'm talking about, Baker. You see him with the Portland Breakers? That dude knows how to. Hey, everyone in Portland loves Baker Mayfield. You know, they don't get very many TVs in Portland, Oregon. That's kind of just what I heard. I don't know. They don't know anything. Who's Baker Mayfield? Oh, yeah, no, it's just don't worry about it. He's got a lot of character to him. No. He doesn't have character. He's got a lot of character to him. Yeah. Yeah, no, man. Portland Breakers, they'll work him out. Trust me, I know the coach. Again, I don't want him in Philly because he couldn't handle it. No Tampa Bay Bandits either, man. I don't think the Tampa crowd, too. Nah, that's not going to work down there with them. Yeah, no. Yeah, more of a Portland Breakers guy. Yeah. Or maybe The Rock will give him a job. Hey, wouldn't you like to see this in the new XFL next year or the USFL? Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton. What's the dude that took a knee? Colin Kaepernick. Who else? Johnny Manziel. Tim Tebow. Oh. You get every one of those guys in, you'll have ratings off the – bro. Big Sills will show you how to get ratings. Bring Tebow and Kaepernick in. Kaepernick. Then Kaepernick, Tebow, Johnny Manziel. To be all – watch this, Johnny Manziel. He'd be old school football too, man. He'd come to the line of scrimmage all drunk and hammered. Hey, 38, 92. Oh, wobbling and shit. He's like, hey, yeah, man. You see my stripper girls up there? Yeah, man. At the Blue Horseshoe. Go over there, man. It's a great place. He's got Blue Horseshoe on his jersey. Tyler Heineke, man. That'd be good too. Nate Sudfeld. Holy cow. A living legend of Philadelphia sports. Nate Sudfeld. Yeah. Hey, I'd watch it too. I'm not goofing. I'm kind of goofing in a way, but I'd watch it. Johnny Manziel versus Baker Mayfield? Or Johnny Manziel versus Tebow? It's funny, isn't it? It's all the sorry-ass Heisman winners. You put Sam Bradford in there and you got a Baker's dozen, I guess. Yeah, you put all the ex Heisman Trophy stiffs in there. That'd be a heck of a league. Crazy Cap compares pro football to slave trade. Ugh, D-Train. So a slave trade just paid Deshaun Watson $230 million of guaranteed money. Can I be a slave? Is that the price? $230 million? Really? That's a slave? Sign me up. All right? Can I have that? Ryan Leaf would be great. Andrew, the unstoppable Nate Sudfeld. Hey, we need a look. Hey, we need a look. We got to find out what we have here. Okay, Howie. Okay. Give me a break, man. Kevin Kolb, I got it. Let's see here. No. Jesus, Grimey, relax, guys. That was Kaepernick who said that, not me. I never said that. But the highest paid players in the NFL today are African-American players. Okay? He could say all they want to sell TVs and to sell, hits and all that. It's not true. Marcellus Wiley is one of the absolutely greatest on TV. And he and I talk about this all the time. Dude, I'll tell you one thing that I do like, okay? And you know what? I'll say this about Kaepernick. I'll give you one more thing. If I were Colin Kaepernick and I really wanted a job in the NFL, I would be posting workouts of my workout daily from sun up to sundown, showing people, not these pre-produced packages that you see over 3 months, 1 or 2. If you really want something, I would have a video done every single day at 6:30 a.m. And you know what I would do? I would post that thing every day, showing what I'm doing to prepare. Not one every 5 months. Every day. Because then you know what? Like Marcellus Wiley says, that shows you the true grind of wanting to get somewhere. That shows you the true grind. Okay? Wiley's a pawn. Wiley is from Compton. Marcellus Wiley's from Compton, went to Columbia, and had a 12-year National Football League career. Bro, he's one of the most articulate and one of the most well-thought persons I've ever been around. Okay, it's your opinion. We move off of that. Okay, because conversations like that go nowhere except into gutters, and we're not going there. Okay, like I said, what's next for the Eagles now, as we are obviously not going to be a player in free agency? Marty, I did know Junior Seau very well, actually. Okay? I knew Junior very well. Dave Wannstedt introduced him to me when he was a member of the Miami Dolphins. And Junior asked me to do some charity events. And hey, listen how this sounds. You know, when you're involved with Junior Seau, he does so much charity work. Okay? And he does so much stuff. He had me going around to every single place possible. We became really good friends. I really enjoyed him. What a great guy. Super guy. I loved being around Junior Seau. This guy plays ukulele and go, hey, brother. Hey, brother. Dude, Rip Jr., man. Just a super dude, man. Just an absolutely wonderful man. You when you met Junior Seau, your day was filled with laughter. It really was. It was, man. He was such a great man. By the way, Andre Waters was a friend of mine. You guys know Andre Waters very well, right? Wow. What a hitter. What a player. What a guy with intensity. And Andre Waters, I think when he passed, he lived in Tampa. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was in Tampa. Man, Jerome loved Andre Waters. Donnie, I can't wait either, actually. I can't wait, Donnie. I grew up despising him in the San Diego Chargers, though. Hey, you know what, though? Hey, M85. Chargers had a good roster back in the day, didn't they? Dude, Dirty Waters, man. He was so freaking good. You know what? Hey, Hatter, that secondary of the Eagles, Gang Green, underrated because the front four was so good and the front seven were so good. Dan Dierdorf hated Andre Waters. Yeah, because he was rough. He was tough. Okay. Had the face of Philly on him. Dude, he fit that team. Man, you talk about a guy who was a tone setter. Was Andre Waters not a tone setter? Shit talker too, all that, man. Yeah, hey, Duck. Well, Schottenheimer wasn't that bad a coach, dude. Wes Hopkins, too, man, was – dude, Hopkins, Waters, Eric Allen, if you didn't have that front four, they'd have been talking about that legendary secondary, right? Oh, yeah. Hey, VJ, Vontez perfect, man. That's a great analogy for Andre Waters. Dude, that front four hit it, didn't it? It did. It really did, man. Look, can I say this? Are the Eagles in a bad shape after the whole fiasco that we went through? No. They're actually in a pretty good place. They haven't gotten worse. They've actually, in a way, gotten better. Okay? They've gotten better. Hassan Riddick getting Fletcher back, right? They didn't give any of their draft choices away. This is just, hey, I guess, maybe what I have to do, I guess I just have to do this. This is just going to be a slower build. What's funny? I tell you guys all the time to be patient in building something, right? Hey, man, maybe Big Sills needs to be patient too. Maybe we need to be patient too. Really wanted Allen Robinson. But Mart, all kidding aside, why would he come here? It's not a passing offense. Xander, what's that poll say about the Eagles passing game? Let me give it an update now. By the way, let me do it after the timeout. I'm going to do the update after the timeout. Guys, please hit the like button. Let's take a look at that poll. And listen, Allen Robinson's a heck of a player. Okay, look at what he did with Mitchell Trubisky up there, right? And the coach that got fired. Let's take a look at that. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back, National Football Show. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it, as I do each and every single day. It's a privilege to talk to you guys. It really is. I have a lot of fun. I do. Okay. I say things sarcastically a lot. Hey, listen, I have a propensity, as my aunt said to me today, to go over the line. I do. I know I do. And forgive me, because it's just, my greatest asset is my passion, and my worst asset is my passion. So forgive me sometimes if it gets the best of me in both sides. I guess that's what makes Big Sills Big Sills. There I am. Now I'm talking in a third person. Why do I need a shrink? I really do. Hey, let me ask you guys this here, though. And watch when I say this to you. Before I move on to the poll we took today, is the Eagle offense, passing game-wise, average, below average, okay, or above average? I'll give you the numbers here in a second. You ready? Zion Williamson is a bust. He's a bust. Some of you are going to go, well, wait a minute. Doesn't he average like 23 points a game? Like 10 boards? Where's Moon at? I ain't forgot. Damn, you guys are like elephants, man. All right, hang on, god dang it. Hang on, man. Monster. Jesus criminy. Warren Moon. Jesus criminy. And don't think this will go on like that again, too. Okay? Don't think it'll go on. Okay, but I owe you. Cedric says too soon. Leave him alone. Hey, Jai's killing it. Thank you, Chalk It Up Sports. Can I tell you why Zion Williamson is a bust? He's missed 158 games in 3 years. Doesn't that come out to like 53 games a year he misses? How can you call the guy a superstar that misses over half the games a year so far in his early career? Because guess why? He can't stay away from the buffet table. That's lack of discipline. That's like, now you know what LeBron James has done for 19 years is freaking incredible. Dude, this guy, he's missed almost 160 ball games in 3 years of play. He's got bad legs. How about this, Mad Hatter? Availability and durability are part of the evaluation with players, too. You could tell me how great a guy is, and wow, this potential is the most overrated word used in professional sports. If you don't apply it, it doesn't really matter. Okay? I mean, this guy is like Greg Oden. Greg Oden, oh my God, one of the great centers in the history of college basketball. And you're like, really? Well, you got to get on the court. Just like in football. When you're not available, I don't care how good you could tell me the kid's talent is. Do you know how many guys I ran past like that at the University of Miami that had all these like 5-star accolades next to him, Gatorade All-American, all this and that. And I'm like, I'm better than him. And I was. In the end, Zion Williamson has missed almost 160 ball games. Dude, that's crazy. All right. Here's the recent poll, and here's an update here. I asked the question, if the passing game of the Eagles, what would you consider it right now? 53% of Eagle fans are saying that it's 53% below average. 40% say it's average. 7% say it's above average. My question to the average crowd, at best, it's inconsistent. At best. That's a below average passing game. Okay? It's a below average passing game. And the number one, and I'll say it one more time to you too. How about this? If you're Devontae Smith, don't you one day have to go to your attorney, your agent, your representative and say this? Get me out of here. If let's just say Devontae has another 65, 68 catch year. And hey, guys, do me a favor. It slipped my mind. What's the guy's name that came out of Clemson, who's now with the Raiders, who had like 104 catches last year with Derek Carr? What's that kid's name? Hunter Renfrow, that's right. If I'm not mistaken, Hunter Renfrow, was he not a 4th or 5th round draft? Was he a high pick? First 3 rounds I consider high. Thank you, M85. Thank you, brother. Renfrow, yes, sir. Jay, absolutely, yes. 4th. He's a 4th rounder. 5th rounder, 149 overall. Hunter Renfrow was the 149th player taken. He had 104 catches. Devontae Smith was a first-round draft choice, Heisman Trophy winner, and he had 68. How much is that number going to improve with Jalen Hurts? He goes from 68 to what? What do you think Devontae Smith numbers will be this coming season? With another year, and watch this, I'm not going to cloud the question. Okay, I won't cloud the question. What do you think his numbers will be this year with another year in the system? And know this, before you respond, defensive coordinators having a book on Jalen Hurts too. What do you think the numbers are going to be on Hunter Renfrow? By the way, don't we always see second year starting quarterbacks take a step back? Very rarely do we see them take another step like Joe Burrow. Wow, look at Drew. 80 catches, 1,100 yards. 8 touchdown catches? That'd be a hell of a year for him. Nah, you're not done, Meta. Meta, you have the number 1 running attack in the NFL. You're always going to be in ball games. Here's one asset and one thing to always take into consideration. The Eagles are going to be in every single football game because you know why? They run the ball well. Watson says 450 missing 9 games, 75 catches, says Chris. $90 catches, 1,208. Man, but you know what, Ralph? You know what 90 catches, 1,200 yards in a passing league today? Here, tell me if I'm right on this. Do you know what 1,000 yards is in today's NFL adding the 16th game? That's 60 yards a game. 60 yards a game. Think of that. Okay? 60 yards a game. just for 1,000 yards. It's not that difficult any longer. Back in my time, they threw the ball 28 times. Today, they could throw the ball as many as 55, 60 times. And we're talking about 1,000 yards and 80 catches. I get that from anybody. Cole Beasley could get me that number. He has. Andrew, right. Think about that, right? Am I right when I say that? I'm horrible at math. I mean, look at that. Let's put 60 in there. $60 times 17. 1,020. That's not exceptional. 60 yards a game from a first rounder? That just shows you how bad Jalen Reagor's been, too. I mean, you can't get 60 yards and you're a first-round draft choice. Bro, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, Drew, right? That's not exceptional anymore. 1,000 yards rushing is probably still exceptional. But if you're Devontae Smith, I mean, check this out. What do you have, 950? Did Devontae have 950 this year, something like that, right? He had like 950. This guy averaged 55 yards a game. Here, let's see what Cooper Kupp averaged. $116.4. That's more like it. Just under 950. This guy averaged 55 yards a game. Meta says, all I know is that Hurts is working his ass off this offseason. Hey, Meta, watch this. You're giving somebody credit for something you should be doing anyway. Don't give people credit for working their ass off. Okay? That's right. And Xander just made it a very good statement. You know, he's still working on rehabbing his ankle. So he hasn't been really throwing anything. Nah. I'm not saying F Hurts. Not at all. By the way, we need that kid to play well this year. Hey, and you know what, too? You're never going to hear me. And I've said this before. I will never crap on this kid because that organization didn't get that dude in Cleveland. Okay? Dupree says his 3,000 yards average. Let's take a look at that. Franchise quarterback in a pass-happy league today. 3,000 divided by 17 is 176 yards. You think that's a decent passing? You think that's a decent NFL passing attack when you don't even put up 200 yards a game? I don't. I think that's actually below average. You average 176 yards a game in your passing attack, you're going to be ranked 28th, 29th. Oh, wait, that's where Jalen's ranked. Because he threw for 31 something. Let's see where Carson Wentz went. 37. He averaged 231 yards a game. I was told today by Xander, there you go. You know this guy's stat sheet, date of birth, how much he weighed when he was born. Every time there's a Wentz stat, Sileo knows it. How much did he weigh when he was born? That'd be 9.8 pounds. 220 a game is standard. 215. That's right. You got to be around in that room. They're supposedly looking at Pickett really hard. He missed one game, Chris, because Minshew played against the Jets. He didn't miss 2 or 3. He missed 1. And by the way, Minshew had a hell of a game. So did Dallas Goedert. So did Devontae Smith. Wentz is Prince Harry. Hilarious. How many finger curls did he do as a baby? I'll get back to you on that. You guys are so bad. Yeah. Jalen missed 2 games? He missed 2? Oh, that's right. That's right. The scrimmage that you guys had against the Cowboys. I forgot. You're right. The scrimmage. That's right. I forgot about the scrimmage. That's right. I forgot. You're right. You're right. You're right. Well, let's take a look at that then. He had 31.56, I think he had passing this year. There you go. I know Jalen's numbers. I think he had 31.56. $210. It's not terrible, but it's a little below average. 220. You want to be around 3,800 passing yards. To be a good passing offense, you got to be 3,800 and up. Yeah, Dave, I forgot. Yeah, the scrimmage against the Cowboys, of all things, they did the Eagle fans. Sills, you played the game. I'm not saying his name. I'm not. You know what, Frank? Not going there. We're over that. We're not going there anymore. It's useless. It's useless. Andrew, 210 is mediocre. Tea and honey, Big Sills. Keep the moneymaker right. Hurts has to be great. No excuses. Hurts this year. Look at Double O. 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, 11 picks. Oh, no doubt. 852 yards rushing. 007. He does that. He will win the most valuable player award in the NFL. Carl says Dan will eat his words. Put that up, Xander. Okay? I will. I promise you. I swear to God, I will. I'll get Pamela Hurts on. I will go. By the way, I love her too. All moms are awesome. Mrs. Hurts, I apologize for calling your son elite. He's just not a franchise. Is there really something wrong with what I said there? Jalen Hurts is one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL because he's a starter. That's elite. Franchise is what you saw them do in Cleveland with a $230 million signing, or $230 million. Well, might as well be a signing bonus because it's all guaranteed. Oh, Devontae missed 2 games. Okay. Brings that number up a little bit more. Hurts has 850 yards rushing. Reference RG3. 1 of 32 is elite, right, D-Train? I think so too, man. Lou says Dan eats a lot of crow, but we should be used to it. Last week he told me it was a crazy idea to go for a veteran wide receiver. The Eagles were about to trade for Calvin Ridley. He's elite. Calvin Ridley's elite? Let's see. Calvin Ridley? Let me see what your definition of elite is. Let's just check that out for a minute. Calvin Ridley. Yeah, let me just take a look at what your definition of elite is. That's a great 2020 year. 1374, that's an elite season. Here's the rest. 16 games, 820. 13 games, 866. Last year, he missed it because of something else, right? 281. So of his 4 years, he's at 1 elite season. You call that elite? I'm not sure I call that elite. I'm not sure I would say that that's elite. Okay? And what did he miss last year for? This year he's missing it for gambling. What was last year's deal? What was it? What was it? I forget. Mental reasons or something like that. Like a Ben Simmons deal, right? Not sure that's elite, friends. That sounds like AB without the mouth and without all the off-the-field issues. Oh, wait. He now has a gambling charge on him. Not sure that that's elite. All right. Guys, we'll be back on the middle. Thank you so much. Hey, listen. Moving on from this whole thing here with Deshaun, we got to, because we got a draft coming up. It doesn't look like free agency is going to be a player for the Eagles at all. I mean, I don't think the kid that they signed today is – hold on here. What's his name? Hold on. Hang on. Zach Pascal. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad sign. It's okay. The Fletcher Cox deal was great. And what they did by getting Hassan Reddick so far has been great. They're better so far. All right. Please hit the like button. Middle tomorrow, back here in the afternoon. We're working on Bruce Arians too, by the way. Have a great one. Catch you tomorrow going 4 to 6. By the way, if you missed the Gary Cobb interview, watch it, share it. We'll catch you tomorrow at the middle. Then in the afternoon, catch you on the flip side.